chasing this danger. This is the greatest showman! He is floating on air now! Discussing attack.
It's the Multicultural AFL Footy Show with Vanessa Gatica, Habir Singh Kang, Fuad Andrewas and George Grossios.
Hello, I am Vanessa Gatica and welcome to our program. Our panelists tonight are Habir Singh Kang and George Grossios, and we'll be hearing from Fuad Andrewas in Adelaide in our show. So hello guys.
Hello Vanessa.
Hi everybody.
Hello.
Thursday night footy from the Gabba saw Brisbane victorious over the Western Bulldogs by 39 points. And on Friday night from the Marvel Stadium, St Kilda punished an errant and inaccurate Carlton by 15 points. Saturday, the Essendon Bombers hung on to beat Sydney by 9 points, while Melbourne was really pushed all the way by Adelaide to win by 29 points. And Saturday night, Geelong humiliated North Melbourne by 112 points, while Collingwood just beat the Gold Coast by 5 points in a closely fought contest. Richmond trashed the West Coast by 34 points, and at the wet and rain-soaked Western Sydney Stadium, the GWS Giants prevailed by 22 points over the Hawks in a scrappy game. In the last match of the round from Perth, Fremantle gave up a huge lead of 40 points late in the third quarter as Port Adelaide chased them down only to mess up to 2 kicks point blank range in front of goal, allowing Freo victory by 8 points. George, what did you think of the weekend's results?
Well, it was a very interesting round. We saw some upsets, but Brisbane defeating the Western Bulldogs was not a great surprise. I'm really sorry for you guys being Western Bulldog supporters.
Well, I tipped Brisbane here.
It was a match the Bulldogs needed to win. Unfortunately, they couldn't get the job done. Brisbane Lions have been a little bit disappointing in recent weeks. They've actually dropped games that they were expected to win, but performed really, really well. Joe Danaher was back to his best. No Dane Zorko for Brisbane Lions, so they'd be enthused by the fact that they've got some key players out, yet are still winning reasonably well. So performances like we saw the other night will be a really, really good confidence booster for the Dogs.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think but Bulldogs missed Tim English as well and Caleb Daniel at the back. I think they are very important players for them. Although with Rich and Zoko out, I think they should have played much better. Those two, imagine impact they would have on the game. So that was a chance that Bulldogs should have taken, and especially after the win. And so, especially the way they started, they couldn't just hang on. And then after that, Cameron, he played fantastically.
Charlie Cameron, he dominated. So.
And 4 goals, that was just perfect. So not much in it. And Bulldogs need to up their ante against good teams, which they haven't been doing so far.
Well, it's a loss that puts their top 8 chances at risk. But St Kilda, they did the job. They put themselves firmly back in the frame for a top 8 position, upsetting the Blues. The Blues will be counting the cost of some inaccurate kicking, 2 goals, 8 in that third quarter. The Saints, after a 3-week span of losses, finally put in a very good performance. So disappointing for the Blues, guys. They were going into that match as the bookies' favourite, as the fan favourites, but take nothing away from the Saints.
Yeah, well, I agree with you, and when I saw you said that they are errant and inaccurate, but it was the St Kilda pressure that brought them down. The way St Kilda was there, they had a purpose to their game, and Carlton just couldn't match up with them. They were like, the game went very close at various spots, but I think in the end, St Kilda, they had their chances at the start and they could have done much better, but they couldn't do it. And on different side, Bradley Hill and Paddy Ryder, don't know what happened offside away from the game, but that definitely helped both of them because they were the superstars on that day.
Whatever they did, maybe they should do it every week, because Paddy Ryder was fantastic. And the Bombers, after their humiliating loss to the West Coast Eagles last week, turned the tables on Sydney. It was a fantastic performance, another upset, and it's caught everyone by surprise, but take nothing away from the Bombers. They were intense all day. They were down by 26 points midway through that second quarter. A lot of courage and character to win that match against a very good opposition.
Definitely, that's what their potential is. That's what they show. The way Stringer played in that game, and others have contributed in that game. And our own multicultural player, which is just been chosen by Essendon, Ambrosia. He had a very good game. So that's a good combination of the youth and the experience. That's what we see Essendon. From the last year or so, they've fallen a lot, which no one was expecting. Normally they do good at G, but I expected them to do not that good in that game. So Sydney, a huge loss for them.
And yeah, that's damaged their top 8 prospects. Now Richmond absolutely dominant at times against the West Coast Eagles. But the West Coast Eagles were very dogged. They hung in there, and some of their experienced players are slowly filtering back in. Nick Natamura, was fantastic to see him back. But Richmond, with guys like Daniel Rioli, who are experiencing a renaissance of sorts. He's found his best position, Rioli, and he's just been a fantastic player.
Definitely. And Richmond, they're giving a scare to other teams at the moment, the way they are going. And also, you said Gold Coast are finding their rhythm, although Elliot Chio is out again, so that's going to hinder their chances. But definitely a resurgent team, West Coast at the moment, and they can upset a few teams in the coming games. So every team who's going to go there can't take a place for granted. So that's a good thing to see. And Richmond, they're going to be missing Dustin Martin as well, but a huge loss to them. But the way they are, if they are on song, it doesn't matter who's not playing aside, they can just defeat any team on any day.
Yeah, that Dustin Martin injury soured the loss. Hopefully he'll only miss a week or two. But Geelong absolutely smashing North Melbourne by 112 points. The Roos have lost in the last 13 games matches by amounts of over 10 goals, so some real concerns for the Roos. We've been speaking about that all year, just how non-competitive they are, but it was just a training run for the Cats.
That's it. That's how it is against North Melbourne this year. And GWS Giants defeated your mob. Giants, they've been playing all right, but I expected Hawthorn to do a bit better.
They did the job in some treacherous conditions. It was raining all day. We saw how much rain fell in Sydney over the preceding couple of days. Authorities did really well to even stage the game. I thought for a moment that it was going to be a washout. GWS handled the conditions much better, and it was great to see Irishman Callum Brown having a fantastic game. He kicked 4 goals in only his 4th game. So GWS starting to find some good players which they can build on for the future, because it's been otherwise a really disappointing season, and the Hawks disappointing again.
Definitely.
Thank you guys, nice comments. And we'll be back after the break with more reviews and our previews, including Fuad's report from the West.